And a good morning to everybody here in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're getting set for Indianapolis 100 Prep, Day 3 of Indianapolis 100 Prep. As always, Elijah Leonard here in the booth, and hopefully you guys are having yourselves a very good start to your Sunday mornings, because you know what? So am I. We have another day of Indianapolis 100 Prep, and coming up later today over on Napa Fans channel, got more qualifying for the Indianapolis 250. You got the Fast 9 that are going to go out and try to get the pole, and then you have the Slow 9 that are going to determine who is going to be in the Indianapolis 250 and who will be, unfortunately, the 3 drivers that will have to go home and sit the Indianapolis 250 out. Only 33 drivers will make that field. So you want to make sure to watch that, because it's going to be a very interesting time for Day 2 of Indianapolis 250 qualifying. But before we get to that point, we have Day 3 of Indianapolis 100 preparations. Madison Tall, first car out on the racetrack with a very sunny morning here at the Brickyard. Thought these last 2 practice sessions, Madison Tall has definitely been one of those. I can't speak. I'm sorry, but Madison Tall has had a really fast car here at Indianapolis, and she recently just got into the NOS Energy Cup race at Michigan yesterday. So huge congratulations for winning that qualifying race for Madison Tall, and want to wish her the best of luck in the Wilson Security 400 tomorrow, right here on the Leonard Station at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So that should be a very fun one to watch at Michigan International Speedway, especially with that traction compound that is applied through turns 1 and 2, as well as 3 and 4 up on the high side. So that should make for some really good racing, and hopefully you guys can tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for race 9 of the WRLA NOS Energy Cup Series. Tall, pretty much right where she left off the last 2 sessions, 40-21, and with the fact that you have these, with the sunny conditions and also the grip level being pretty low because of the sun being out and this racetrack getting a little bit slicker, these lap times are going to be a lot slower than what they were in yesterday's session, which in yesterday's session everybody was in the 38-second bracket. But today, everyone is in the 39 to 40-second bracket. And I also want to touch on a few things, as you see Mitchell Collins and Elijah Gordon on top of the charts with both 39.9 second lap times, just 1/100th of a second separating both of those drivers. But going back to what I was doing, breaking the fourth wall, by the way, I got most of the cars here were at 100 as far as ratings. However, not all of them were at 100 ratings. So that should be fixed, and each and every single car has even ratings across the board, 100 for each and every single driver. So you will see drivers like Brittany White, Nick Kennedy, Zachary Fitzwater, for instance, have a lot better lap times than the last couple of sessions. So my apologies to those drivers for not checking those cars that didn't have the proper ratings. The ratings on those cars are fixed, so you guys should be able to be up to speed with everybody else. Brock Nelson in the number 60, top of the board with a 39.862. He's another driver that is taking part, that is going to try to get into the Indianapolis 250. I think he's already in the show. If I remember correctly, I can't remember, because it's been a hot minute since I've watched qualifying, but still, nonetheless, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson is in the 15, and he's in the 60 for the Indy 250 festivities, but still, Brock Nelson is in the 60s on top of the charts. Brandon Nelson is in 8th with a 40.036 lap time. These lap times for sure will pick up here as the session goes on. Mark my words, it's gonna happen one way or another. But right now, second is Mitchell Collins, and Stephen Colon third, Elijah Gordon fourth, and Juan Fernandez, we're looking at here in the 66, is fifth. Ozam Hamid in sixth. And then seventh is the 5 of, I believe, if I can actually get to the 5 car, that's the 7 of Josh Torres. That's the 5, Carter Joey in 7th. I think this is the first time that I've seen Carter Joey inside of the top 10. Right now being scored 8th, Darren Allen jumped up to 7th. Nathan Stapleton 9th, and Josh Torres completing the top 10. Hope and pray that we don't see any other crazy incidents like we've seen the last couple of sessions. Throughout the span of these last 2 practices, the first practice saw Nathan Orman have multiple issues. Then the second practice saw Nathan Stapleton have a crash. I think he was in both crashes, in both practice crashes, in the first 2 sessions of this weekend, and as well as both Dylan Young in the 14, Dylan Cunningham in the 25 had gotten into a mess that wasn't of their making, and they both had found each other in turn at number 1. So hopefully we don't see something like that in today's session. Brittany White, who was last in the first 2 sessions, now first, 39.839 now. These drivers you see in the back are 3 wide. Hamid on the inside, Brock Nelson in the middle, and you had Nathan Stapleton on the outside. But Stapleton wise enough to back off and not get into a huge mess like he did in yesterday's session. Oh, he did get into the outside wall, though. I don't think that should hurt him too much. He's third with a 39.850, my bad. Getting a pretty good draft on Brock Nelson. But after this session, we will be officially halfway through Indianapolis 100 preparations, and we'll be back to work on Thursday at maybe 11 a.m. Eastern Time, if I can remember correctly. But then you also have Friday, which is day 5 of Indianapolis 100 prep. Day 6 is qualifying for Indianapolis 100. We're going to be doing group qualifying. All 34 cars will be on the racetrack. The quickest dozen will battle for the pole for the Indianapolis 100. That should be very interesting to see. And the only reason why I would do group qualifying is because it's a little easier and it goes by a little faster. With single car qualifying, I honestly don't have the time to do that. So, I mean, there are some people that do, not me. I would much rather do group qualifying because that goes by a little bit faster. Nearing halfway through Indianapolis 100 preparations. There's Daniel Voles in the 26, who will be taking part in tomorrow's NOS Energy Cup race. I want to wish him and other drivers that are taking part in tomorrow's event the best of luck, as they will be racing 50 laps at Michigan International Speedway. That should be a very fun race, as I said before. You don't want to miss it. 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Leonard Station. Looks like Noah Clifton in the 23 has jumped up to the 4th spot with a 39.870 for car number 23. And it looks like he is going to be aborting to pit road. Not too bad of an idea for Noah Clifton, who is also going to be taking part in the Indianapolis 250 in that exact same car. Pretty ironic that he's going to be driving the 23 in 2 consecutive Indianapolis races. Both of them are actually a pretty big deal, so something that don't want to miss. Indianapolis 250 on Napa Fans channel, and then Indianapolis 100 on the next day. I think 24 hours later, right here on the Leonard Station, along with the Freedom 400 for the NOS Energy Cup Series on the same day at 5 o'clock Eastern. Definitely got, like I said, a lot of things happening A lot of things happening within a short period of time, and hopefully you'll be able to catch all the action at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and as well as other places that other NR series are going to be, like WRLA at Michigan and other series at other different places. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled, because it's going to be one heck of a time for the second half of May. Less than 10 minutes to go. Here is your current order for the top 10 in practice session number 3. Oh boy, hang on. Hold the phone. They are 3 wide. They have gotten out of that 3 wide situation, but okay. I just wanted to kind of see what the heck was going to go on here, but now let's officially go down your official top 10 running order in this practice session with less than 10 minutes to go. Brittany White still leading with a 39.839, has remained untouched thus far, still on top of the scoreboard. Then 2 1/1000ths of a second behind her is Brock Nelson. Then Nathan Stapleton in third. Fourth, the 23 of Noah Clifton. Then fifth, Juan Fernandez. Mitchell Collins in sixth. Then seventh, Stephen Colon. Eighth, Ozam Hamid. How about that for the Penske cars? 3 out of the 4 of them are inside of the top 10. Elijah Gordon ninth, and Jesse Turner completes the top 10. The racing that's going on over here in this pack is everybody is slicing, everybody's dicing. And in some parts of this pack, they're going 3 wide. Little sketchy at first, but then again, this is a small pack, so they're able to get out of a 3 wide situation a lot easier than what they would be able to do if this were to be a 34 car pack. So these drivers definitely know what they're doing, especially the guy in the number 9, Nathan Stapleton, because this is his home track. He knows this track just like the back of his hand. So I will definitely say, do not count out Nathan Stapleton when it comes down to showtime next Monday. So that should be very fun. Be sure to catch all the action, as I said, right here on the winter station. I'm going to keep saying that over and over and over again. It may get annoying, but at least you'll be able to know. 7 minutes remaining. There's Zachary Fitzwater in the number 59 right now. Trying to right around the same area where he was the last 2 sessions. 32nd, 40.244. There's some cars that are running by themselves, like Nick Kennedy here in the 31. 40.166 for him. Then you have the 88, Sam Oskin running by himself, dead last. 40.444 for him. Nathan Orman, 31st. 40.180. Dylan Cunningham in the 25, I think. Cunningham. There he is, 24th. 40.075. Ryan Gundillo 16th. Well, that's Noah Clifton, my bad. Clifton is still inside of the top 5. So Greg Rutz running by himself. Second to last, 42.52 for him. There's, I believe that's the 30. That's Selena Pinter. First time that we've mentioned her name. She is 28th with a 40.132, the Austrian driver in her first Indianapolis 100. Unfortunately, not doing the very best here during this Indianapolis 100 prep. Dylan Young, 26th. Have a lot of drivers that are running by themselves or in a 2-car pack, which we've seen in the last 2 sessions. That's not. Oh, we have a crash. It's Juan Fernandez and Ozam. Oh no! Oh my gosh! Ryan Gundillo just plowed right into the back of Ozam Ham. No, that was, I think, Juan Fernandez. It all happened within a short period of time, and just within a split second. I could not process what just happened there because it all happened so fast. Oh man, that just came out of nowhere. Hamid and as well as Juan Fernandez went around. That was going into turn number 2. I think there was a 3-wide situation in that area. And then Ryan Gundillo just shoots in there, just shoots into turn 2 and hits either Juan Fernandez or Ozam Hamid. I couldn't tell who he hit because, like I said, it all happened within a short period of time. You barely have any ounce of a second at all. You barely have a second to just process what you just saw, because these cars are going really darn fast, right around 230 miles an hour. And these drivers have only a split second to react, and once you react, you're committed at that point, and there really is no turning back. So my goodness. Very interesting closing stages to this Indianapolis 100 practice session. Elijah Bourne coming back out in the 24. Brandon Nelson in the number 15. Right now he's 19th on the charts, 39.969 for him. Eli Bright 20th, 39.970, just 1/1000th of a second slower than Brandon Nelson. There's Juan Fernandez coming back out with a brand new race car, and he'll be able to get back out there and continue making laps here at Indianapolis. Still in 5th with a 39.884 for him, so not too bad there for Juan Fernandez in the number 66. Less than 5 minutes to go here in Indianapolis 100 prep. Looks like Nathan Orman has jumped up. He's improved his lap time. 40-second flat. 40 seconds. It's flat, 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 flat. I don't know why I said flat so many times, but still a 40-second flat lap time. Not too bad for Nathan Orman, but he just got kicked back to 25th. Somebody jumped up there. Uh-oh. Can somebody else get a faster lap time, please? Can somebody get at least 4th? So that way I don't have to see where Juan Fernandez is. But anyways, less than 2.5 minutes remaining. I believe Dylan Young has jumped up to 4th. I believe that is Dylan Young. He's tied with Nathan Stapleton. 39.850 for both of those drivers. Stapleton still breaks the tie. Dylan Young in 4th right now with less than 2 minutes to go. There's a 63 of Roger Ray. Roger right now is 30th with a 40.076. Orman has broken into the 39-second bracket. He's now still in 25th though. But of that bunch, he is the second slowest in that 39-second bracket, but we still got a lot of time before we get down to qualifying for the Indianapolis 100. So the only way that you can ensure that you can have the best starting position possible is getting the setup just right and nailing every single corner. Execution. That's basically what this is. You have to plan this out. You have to execute the corners just right. Looks like Dylan Cunningham has broken into the top 5. 39.856 for the 25 machine of Dylan Cunningham. Let's see where he is. Where in the world is Dylan Cunningham? There he is. I think I might have just passed him again. Why do I do that? I don't know why I do that. But, oh well. I mean, stuff like that happens. But Cunningham is broken inside of the top 5. 39.856 for this machine. And currently we only have one incident to review, so that's actually not too bad. These drivers have kept it together pretty solid. I'd say they've been pretty solid here in this practice session. They've kept it together, and I don't think we'll see another incident for at least a little while until this Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Maybe at 11 a.m., but I may have to go back and check the Indianapolis 250 schedule so that way I can work around whatever events are going on throughout the rest of this upcoming week. 40 seconds have been added to the clock, so that way these drivers can add one more good lap and hope that it sticks here in this session. Oh boy, Madison Tall almost got into Daniel Voiles, almost turned him. But it's not really going to do a whole lot. It's not really going to do any of these drivers favors if they get into a crash. But still, like I said, a million times before, I'm probably going to say it a million times more. It's just a video game, and Brittany White, from last in the first 2 sessions to first, she has topped practice session number 3 here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then you have Brock Nelson wrapping up in 2nd, Stapleton 3rd, Dylan Young 4th, Dylan Cunningham in 5th. How about that for the Dylans? Noah Clifton 6th, Juan Fernandez 7th, Mitchell Collins 8th, Stephen Colon 9th, and Ozam Hamid completes the top 10 here in this session. Why don't we go back and take a look and see what happened to Ozam Hamid and Juan...
to your car.
Shut up, official. Let's see what happened to Fernandez and Hamid earlier in this session, and what the heck happened to those drivers in particular. And then the rest of that crash that happened in turn number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. They were pretty solid on 3 wide, keeping it 3 wide all the way around the racetrack. But however, the luck behind Ozam Hamid was just going to run out. You see Juan Fernandez, Brock Nelson, and then Brittany White. White slips up just a tad, comes up into the path of Brock Nelson. And then they collect Juan Fernandez, and Nelson collects Juan Fernandez and Ozam Hamid. Those 3 cars go for a spin. Fernandez saved his car. But then you're also going to see here in just a second, Ryan Gundillo come into frame. So these 3 cars go up into the outside wall, and then Gundillo is I think going to commit to the top side. He's going to commit to the top. Watch a black and yellow 18 coming into the frame. He's going to come into frame here in a second. Let's see. They're Hamid and Fernandez getting their cars turned around. They've successfully done that. They're getting their cars up to speed. Then Gordon and Gundillo. What happened to those 2? Because they were spinning. By the time Fernandez and Hamid got their cars rolling, look at the ride that Ryan Gundillo takes. Hit the catch fence in turn 2, and then he just goes tumbling side over side, end over end. Thankfully, though, he came to rest on all 4 wheels. But I'm not sure what got those 2, Gundillo and Gordon, out of shape. Man, those 2 are teammates in the NOS Energy Cup Series for EGI. Oh, man. But anyways... Let's take a look and see what happened to these 2 that caused them to get into Fernandez and Ozam Hamid, just as those 2 were getting ready to roll off. So this was a similar situation here for Gundillo and Gordon. Watch what happens here. You see Gordon kind of slide up the track, washes off of turn number 1, and he's taking a peek to the inside of Ryan Gundillo. They get into the smoke here, and then watch Gundillo. He swerves down to the inside into the path of Elijah Gordon, and then those 2 drivers synchronize spin. And then they get into Juan Fernandez, and then Fernandez gets into Hamid, and watch that 18 car fly. Man, oh man. And those 2 are teammates. Like I said earlier, Gordon and Gundillo over in the NOS Energy Cup side, and they're going to be racing at Michigan tomorrow. Man, this kind of adds a little insult to injury, to say the least. Luckily, no other cars were involved, so that is a good thing to say, at least right there. But unfortunate end for the practice sessions for Gordon, Hamid, and all the other drivers that were involved in this incident. So with that being said...
Drivers, to your car.
Shut up, official. So with that being said, that is going to end practice sessions for day number 3 of Indianapolis 100 preparations. Want to thank you guys a lot for watching. Coming up in just a little bit on Napa fans' side, I know I'm not really doing a part of what he's doing, but you know what? Oh well. Just for the sake of building up other people's communities, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna promote it anyway. Coming up at noon is day 2 of Indianapolis 250 qualifying over on Napa fan side. Go watch his stuff, man. This pretty darn good stuff, to say the least, and you know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun over on Napa fan side. So go watch his stuff. I mean, it's pretty darn good. And yes, coming up later today on the Leonard Station side, though, is reactions to the first NASCAR Cup race since Phoenix, all the way in March. So hopefully you guys can tune into those reactions, 3:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And then after the Darlington race, time permitting, once the NOS Energy Cup Series, well, not NOS Energy Cup, NASCAR Cup race at Darlington ends, or at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or whenever the NOS Energy Cup Series, I did it again. NASCAR Cup Series race ends. Man, I can't even say it. I can't say NASCAR Cup Series. I keep saying NOS Energy Cup Series. It's not it. You'll have the HWO podcast coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or time permitting when the NASCAR Cup Series race ends. But thank you guys a lot for watching, and until then, I'm Elijah Leonard from the Leonard Station signing out. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you guys later.